You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Pretty Little Liars After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Pretty Little Liars After Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another after show for Pretty Little Liars. We are in Season 5, Episode 9, March of Crimes. I am your host, Kelly, and we have a full panel tonight. Woo-hoo! Everybody's back.
Yes.
Hi, everybody. It's Stephanie again. How's it going?
Hey, guys, I'm back. It's Francisco Thurston.
And Noel and Emma K.
And we have a very, very special guest in the studio with us tonight. So who could it be?
What? Where?
I don't know.
I didn't know you guys had a guest.
Oh, we need the white sheet.
The white sheet.
With what, a breathing hole? Is that what you said?
It's a breathing hole.
What, like I'm a firefly in a jar?
Oh, my God.
It was only one. But I knew it was you.
Did you?
I did.
Did I tell you?
Totally nailed it.
Oh, okay.
I totally nailed it.
You're right, you did. You got
So
it.
we have Noel Kahn, a.k.a. Tell everyone your name.
Brant Daugherty. AKA, help me out here. What was it?
We like Noel Kahn better, okay?
Yeah, Noel Kahn. Every
As long as you
episode.
say Noel Kahn and not just Noel. It's important.
Weird
Yes.
to
Noel
hear it,
Kahn.
Noel.
I
Just
know.
hearing Noel tonight was very weird.
Yeah.
I think it was maybe the first episode they've ever just said Noel.
It's always
Oh.
Noel Kahn. It was
It's
a little bit
transitional
uncomfortable.
phase.
It's like a trademark. You
It's
have
like
to say
Diddy.
legally the whole name.
He used to be P. Diddy, and he's Diddy. You're just now Noel.
Exactly.
It kept going back and forth. I think they couldn't decide.
He's graduated the high school phase. He's moving on.
So Noel's back wrecking havoc, and we've learned some pretty interesting things about his character tonight. He likes to hide under sheets for one.
Well, who doesn't?
And fight with girls.
Fight with girls. All right, let's start.
We see what it's trending and, Rosewood and...
Let's start from the beginning. We've got the police back in action trying to question Aria and she's questioning everybody. So this Tanner, she's questioning everybody. She's trying to poke holes in Allie's story, which we know is a whole hot mess within itself. Mm-hmm. But Allie seems to be very paranoid this episode. She's much more so than usual. Why do you guys think that is?
Well, for one, her friends are turning against her, so that security blanket, PLL insurance, is kind of it's expiring. She needs to renew her policy with bribes.
Now she's at a point where she sends an SOS and not everyone shows up. So she's starting to freak out about that. And she turns to Noel.
Yeah, I mean, she's been pulling the strings for years. She hasn't even been alive. So now she comes back and people aren't listening to her anymore. I'd freak out too.
Yep.
So what is the connection between Allie and Noel? Can we get a little bit of a background story with that?
Well, see, how many people knew Allie was alive the whole time?
Well,
Noel, Mona.
Exactly.
Anyone else?
Cece.
Shauna?
Couple people.
Yeah.
So Noel's got to be pretty important if she trusted him that much.
Was Noel genuine in the coffee shop when he met Allie in New York?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So there is no alternative motive. He's not on someone else's team.
I think Noel's always on his own team.
What is the connection between him and Mona?
That's a very good question. Well, they both knew Allie was alive,
Okay.
so there's got to be something there. I mean, we dated at one point. You think we both dated and never talked about that? One collective.
Okay.
Clearly, we've been a panel too long.
We're all in sync with one another.
So moving on from so Allie and this, I think that also it's that the police are starting to put the puzzle pieces together. That we
Finally.
Absolutely.
I mean, I feel like it's one of those
Tanner,
things.
she's not a dummy.
No, I mean, we've seen her just be like, well, what are you kind of trying to get the answers? And I think now we see that she has more of the puzzle pieces. And so she's trying to get Allie to tell the truth.
Which, I don't even think Allie knows what the truth is.
She's mixed up in her own web of lies.
She's one of those like pathological liars, and she just got so lost in her own world.
Yeah, I really wonder if she honestly even knows what really did happen to her when she was gone.
I don't know. I mean, but, she's left so many people behind, and everyone's changed and, evolved and grown. So she's still kind of like immature in her old ways. So coming back to it, she doesn't fit in within her group, within her family and friends anymore because they've changed.
Yeah.
And she's the same person. So I think that's why she keeps on making mistakes because she thinks people are the same that she left behind.
Yeah.
And they're not.
That they just stayed
So
right where they were when she left
The
them.
people she had spying on them, they can't give her full information versus her having that interaction and figuring out Emily's not the same. You can't fool her anymore. And Spencer kind of ended up taking her role, and the rest of the girls grew up.
In the last
Yeah.
few weeks, we've been talking about her being the queen bee and that she's returned and she's no longer that queen bee and she's not even really in the inner circle in the way that she was before. So I think that would be greatly upsetting in high school, that you can't get into that inner circle that you were in.
Yeah. You left one thing and you come back and you're now not
Yeah.
that thing you used to be.
Yeah.
That's frustrating.
I mean, I feel really bad for her. She's gone through a lot. Granted, and her mom, the whole family
lot of it's
situation.
kind of her own making.
But at the
though.
same time, she's just so manipulative. I'm just like, I don't trust her. Sorry for being friends
don't
with her.
think you
I'm
should.
sorry, but you're kind of on my radar right now too.
I'm super trustworthy over here, okay?
Oh, no.
She's got like one eye on me the whole show. She's like, I don't know about this dude.
I'm like, do I need to have a knife or something next to me?
Just a fireplace poker. It's
Yeah.
actually, everyone knows it's Noel's one weakness. Fireplace pokers. Yeah.
Every time.
It's my kryptonite.
So
Every time.
next week, same place, same time.
So what do we think about one of the girls saying that Noel's helmet was the one in the stables and it wasn't Melissa's?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, do you guys think that he has anything to do on that side of it?
Yes and no, but I think Melissa has a bigger part to play in it. It just seems like Melissa is the one that's hiding something with Allie's, the person who died and Allie missing, and her dad seems to be covering up for it. So if she was in any way following Mrs. De Laurentiis, I would assume it would be Melissa, not Noel.
Yeah. It's interesting, too, that we haven't seen her for a minute. Like, where is she? What's going on?
Philadelphia.
What are they doing? What are they doing over there? What's going on over there?
She's hiding wherever Noel goes for a while.
They just switch places.
You see Noel in New York, and then everyone goes back to school but him. There you
He
go.
was actually at school today.
Yeah, like the first time. Yeah, Mona had my notebook, I think, a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, he's still a student there. Okay.
How are you still on track? How do you keep getting the right credits? What's going on?
Well, I think at one point they said my dad owns half of Rhode Island.
Oh,
So you think we can't pull some strings?
He's so good at blackmailing teachers, for being with their students. So who knows?
true.
Who knows
I
what
don't
else
think that worked out too well, actually.
for the time being.
Well, then we've got Hannah. Hannah and her little trusty old flask.
I mean,
Still hitting the booze.
Sometimes you gotta.
Still hitting the
I'm just
booze.
kidding.
Poor Hannah. She's got this turmoil with everything that happened with Zach and Aria being mad at her, and she just doesn't know how to deal with it. So she's just turning to the booze.
and her mom caught her tonight.
Yes.
With the flask.
They
And
always,
so,
they always wind up getting caught.
I mean,
Well,
it
always.
is the ABC family way.
And then Spencer and her drugs, Hannah and her alcohol.
Everybody's got. We're going through various substance abuse problems, but
Yeah.
but I actually liked the conversation that her mom did have with her. She didn't really. I mean, she scolded her, but not in that yelling kind of traumatic way. It was more like, this is not the answer. This isn't what you should be doing. I know you've been through a lot, and I felt like it kind of she's going to do what she's going to do regardless of what her mom says. But I just kind of like that she actually talked it out with her versus just getting mad and doing, you're grounded or whatever they, parents do.
You're going to ground somebody in Rosewood?
Nobody gets grounded. The parents aren't hardly even ever there. So to see that touching moment, you know what I mean, where she was actually trying to kind of have a conversation with her, because we see that the parents, they go off for months at a time.
Yeah, they're gone.
They're gone. They come back.
When you're older, though, like, I feel like that's the best way to approach a situation is to not to attack, but to maybe guide them in the right direction, and she kind of has a handle on that kind of parenting.
But Hannah's had to step in and take the parent role for a good amount of time. So I think in that sense she has to give her credit and know that she stepped in and was paying the bills, was, writing all of that, was taking care of the house while I was in jail and trying to bail me out. So I would say she's, kind of graduated into being an adult, and she needs to make her own mistakes and learn from it.
I mean, the things these girls go through in high school, I can't even imagine.
I'd need to drink too.
Amen.
I mean,
just the drama. I'm just like, wow, we're from LA, and I've never been in such drama, in my high school years that these girls do. So, if I don't know.
No,
I feel bad for them.
I mean, back in Texas, the worst thing that ever happened is, people fighting in the street or something like that. But it was never like people trying to kidnap you and murder you, and parents going to jail, and police trying to
What? That's not
blackmail
normal
you.
for you? That's not normal?
In my world,
That was like
know.
exactly my high school.
Yeah. Well,
Like people
Ohio,
running
I
around in
figured.
like black hoodies all the time, like shit going missing. It happens. It happens.
At what point did you get recruited on?
Who's to say I was recruited anywhere?
Well, let's talk about it.
I think Noel's been a major player from the start.
Okay.
Honestly, he clearly had a deep relationship with Allie right from the get-go. We see that in the flashbacks that we had.
And
And
Yes,
and
just
everyone.
getting the
So and he kind of comes and goes as he is needed. They call it whack-a-Noel at one point. One of the
Whack.
one of the
Remember
reviewers
that.
called it that. Like he just pops up out of nowhere.
Do you feel like you come in to stir the pot? Is that a lot of what Noel does?
I think in a way. But I think that he does have a deep connection to what's happening. I don't think he's there just to be a red herring. I don't think they bring in, we ran out of people to blame. Let's bring in Noel. No, he's got something deeper going on there.
Okay.
Well, he always
Trying
seems to
get
pop
it out
up,
of you.
and every time he does, you never really know which side he's on, where he plays a part, and it's always very interesting because we were talking about how we need one of those police boards with all the strings that we can tie everyone together. Seriously.
Like a big A in the middle with like a question mark on it.
Yes. How is everyone involved? Because everyone kind of jumps around and goes through all of these different scenarios and who was friends and they're not friends and now we're friends and
one of our fans actually made it for us. We joked about it on camera.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was incredible.
They
Yeah.
made us a dating one. It was
Yeah,
the
who
best
had
thing
dated
ever.
whom and-
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh God, that must have been convoluted.
it was just all over the place.
Noel just arrows everywhere.
We used to have like a running tally of like how many people like each person had dated, and I was winning for a minute in like season 2, I think.
Oh, okay.
And then I think
Gosh.
Emily beat me. Emily's crushing it.
Guys and girls.
So will you be picking up that count later?
That's what I'm doing off screen.
Let's see if he, is dating Sydney or...
Well, I do like to hang out under the sheets a lot.
Yeah, the sheets.
So let's talk about Emily. Emily was feisty tonight.
Yeah.
She was ballsy. She was like taking off. She was, breaking into lockers and cars and confronting people.
Finally.
She's gotten so much stronger and kind of taken that lead a little bit, I feel, from Spencer, as far as being the leader and the detective, just kind of going at it and finding answers. I like that about her.
It's a little bit more emotional for her, just having that connection, that deeper connection with Allie. So I think it hurts her more, just knowing that it's more lies on top of lies, and people can't just tell the damn truth.
I know, I think
and
she's
when they
kinda
do,
over it.
your friends turn on you.
Yes. So one of the big reveals of the night was two Jennas. The two Jennas. Why did no one ask them why they were dressed exactly alike?
That would have
How
been my
did no one
first
ask them
question. Absolutely.
Now, that
Even when
wouldn't
they-
have made it interesting.
Yeah, Emily kind of addressed it. She was like, what was going on there? And you really didn't get an answer.
And
Like,
it
I
really
would have been like,
wasn't-
why were you dressed the same? Why'd you have the same pants on? Why were you wearing the same glasses? I need answers.
I mean, the same haircut. And at one point, all four of them were wearing sunglasses. I thought that was the best.
Yeah.
But Spencer had hers on throughout the whole time.
Her eyes were dilated, poor Spencer. She was seeing things from A.
No, I just feel
But
like
that's just like, it's such a crucial part of the, the episode that no one, they didn't address it. And you're just letting her walk off and not getting answers, connecting the dots back to Hannah and the whole story that leaked out about New York. It's just like, oh, okay, you guys are dressed the same. Maybe you shop together and, give each other a ride. Okay, that's fine. We're good with that.
Maybe she's learned to just keep her mouth shut, living in Rosewood so long. Maybe she's like, I'll put a pin in that, and I'll think about it later.
I'll put it on my board.
And even if she was supposed to be if Sydney was supposed to be the one taking Jenna to the doctor, why is Jenna the leader?
I was like, oh, yeah, let's go, Sydney. She leads her out.
That's a little awkward.
It's practice.
But even when Sydney comes back and tries to explain herself to Emily, the outfits, like, nobody thinks to ask that.
I mean, that would literally just my first question. I think maybe I'm a journalist and this is why, but like I wouldn't let you leave until I had that answer. And I was just like, oh, we cut to a different scene. Sad.
Well, what I want to know is, everything is going back to Philadelphia, and the whole story seems to be like everyone seems to be meeting there and just breaking out and coming back to Rosewood. So I want to know more what happened there. What, who else did they meet?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we have so many questions this season up till now.
Always.
I mean, always
Always.
lots of questions, but I feel like season 5 has been even more so.
And it was a season of answers, really.
It was, yes.
Of confusion.
I mean,
I'm
advertising.
just excited about, the Christmas episode.
Yeah.
To see someone in boxers and a Santa outfit.
I mean,
Oh,
Now
this
that's
got
what she's
escalated
really
quickly.
looking
I was
forward
like,
to.
that really went somewhere specific.
Well, hello, we got the whole
She's turning
leak.
red over here.
No, we got the leak, that they want to put,
It is true.
hopefully,
Yeah.
someone in a Santa outfit.
I
That
saw
is
a picture.
Who
on
are you hoping it
Instagram.
is? You said hopefully.
Well, I can't say anything right now, but
Tell us.
A diplomatic answer.
it would ruin my prediction.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Can you tell us anything about the Christmas episode? Have you? No.
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 lips are sealed.
Unfortunately.
We don't have a Halloween, Christmas, so
How many Halloweens can we really have?
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Change it up.
If there's like 7 Halloweens on the show, everyone's like, how old are these people?
I think the next one's going to be an Easter egg.
They need to get out of high school once and for all. High school. I'm kind of over the high school already. It's done. They should have graduated last year.
So can you talk about season 6 at all, or you can't say
I can tell you as much as I know, which is nothing.
Do they leave you guys kind of clueless as the seasons go on? Like,
I know, I kind of find out about it as the scripts come in. So it's kind of like watching it. Like, they come in usually like once a week or so, and I read them like you guys watch the episode, and I'm like, what is happening right now? Then I have to go back and read the other
Yeah.
scripts and put the pieces together, and just kind of the way that people watch the show. They're like, what does
Okay.
that mean? Oh, I remember from a couple episodes ago. So it's interesting.
so they leave you guys kind of hanging, just like they leave us kind of hanging.
They don't really explain a whole lot to us,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Do you ever question any of the
Oh, all the
scripts?
time. Yeah,
Do
yeah.
they take your, opinion or advice into consideration, maybe making a little bit of tweaks and changes to
I haven't
it?
really had many notes that way. I mean, they don't need them. They do a great job writing the show. I don't know what I could tell them, but as far as like
Keep the doors
explaining
locked.
things,
Don't listen to secret tapes with the windows down.
yeah, right. If it's so secretive, just go home.
And it's like on full blast.
in the middle of town square. No worries.
No, they give us some of the bigger picture stuff.
Okay.
Like, they'll tell us like a little arc, like, oh, you're kind of doing this for the next couple episodes.
Okay.
But they don't really give us a whole lot.
So you know what you're specifically doing, but just not exactly
Yeah.
what it's all gonna come together.
And sometimes I think they lie to us.
They want to keep it
Like
interesting.
way back in season 1, they're like, you hate Ezra. And you're like, all right, well, he's like, yeah, he's like with my girlfriend and all this stuff. And they're like, no, like, you really hate him. And I'm like, interesting. And then seasons later, it comes out that he's a really sketchy guy. Oh, maybe that's why they told me that.
It has to build for all the seasons. All right. So what do we have next?
Let's talk about Allie and her secret person who's been keeping her in hiding.
Oh yeah, that was like a weird.
I was like waiting to see who it was. I honestly thought it was gonna be Noel sitting in there, and he was gonna, show them the tape and just use it for leverage. But I'm just like, okay, who's this new character? What does he bring, and what does he have? And
who's he connected to? Why is he doing this?
Yeah.
and did she set him up? Even though it said, what did it say? Hashtag Allie.
Allie's. Oh, I don't know.
Allie's cover up.
Allie's cover up.
Allie's
But
cover
I
up.
don't think it was her cover up.
Poor
I think
dude.
she's being played with.
She
by-
seemed really genuinely surprised by all
Yeah.
of this.
She didn't know what
From the
to
moment
answer.
the call came in, she was like, "What? They found a guy?"
Because if it was supposed to be Noel that broke in,
Yeah.
how can they have a guy?
And I'm not gonna get caught. Are you kidding me? I'm way too smart for
No,
that.
we need you back. You can't go to jail.
No, but that's really interesting because, I mean, then it begs the question, is this something that A set up, which looks like the obvious answer, that, just kind of wants to put her in and see what her answer is going to be, because when Ashley asks her, she doesn't answer the question, it cuts.
But
and
do
then
you
the episode's
guys
over.
think she recognized the person?
To me, it didn't look like she did to me. I don't know. What do you guys think?
No.
No?
Yeah, I was gonna go with. It didn't look like it registered immediately on her face, and maybe that's Pretty Little Liars writers trying to throw us off.
Right.
But it felt like she didn't immediately know who it was.
Once again, Allie is a liar.
No, she is.
And
Absolutely.
she's an amazing actress
Yes.
also.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
Or do you think maybe it's just Tanner trying to poke holes in her story to see what her reaction would be?
Oh.
Could be. You think it's a police setup?
It can be. I mean, depending
that's
on
interesting.
A
depending
cop
on
who's not inept? Interesting.
maybe we've had crooked cops. So
Well, I mean, if she's taking notes, and after all the different questionings that she's had, the couple times with Allie and then with the other girls, I mean, I wonder if you put all of those together, how does it read?
because I'm just thinking from the point of view, like, if he's answering questions that happened the day or the night of her disappearance and murder, and if her story doesn't match up to his and he's claiming to be the kidnapper, then who's telling the truth and who's lying? Why would someone go turn themselves in and lie about it because they're going to go to jail?
Good question.
So now, does is Allie going to change her story to match his? Was the questioning, deposition or whatever they did with her recorded? Do they have it in writing? And they're trying to see if they can get more holes in her story.
Well, that seems to be Tanner's objective, is to really kind of get to the bottom of all of this once and for all. Even with the questioning of Aria, bringing up those questions about Ezra. Was he dating Shauna? Could he have had relationships with other students as well? And she right away gets very defensive, and that could cause her to slip up about what really happened in New York because she's trying to protect him, and that's kind of the strategy there. So, I mean,
I
it
think
can happen.
she's smart, and she has more involvement in it than we think. And I don't know if it has to do with maybe a family member having anything to do with Allie, or the family just in general. Her having, I don't know, I feel like there's something more with her. And she's just so passionate about finding out the truth.
Well, if I was a cop and trying to get down to the bottom of it, I'd be passionate too. It's a big old scene.
I mean, there's cops that have died. There's, people
Yeah.
are dying at every turn.
For a
I
cop
mean,
in a suburban town? You
Yeah.
kidding me?
I mean, what's the crime rate in Rosewood? I mean, 25 people
Well,
that
a lot
live
now.
there, like half of
Are we
them
talking
dead.
about on a daily basis, or?
How many of them go unreported?
Really? Houses are blowing up. It's insane over there in that little
Yeah.
town.
So let's talk about houses blowing up. Noel mentions in this episode that he was sent into the house right before it blew up.
Yes.
So was Allie aware of that? How was
That's
that
kind of
the
the-
involvement?
I think that's kind of what Noel's playing through in his head is, if she sent me in there and it was so close to that happening, was she trying to get rid of me?
Hence
Okay.
the PLL insurance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Got my own insurance policy against her, just in case. Just in case. We'll see what happens.
Well, now you got to fight Spencer for it.
Well, we came to an uneasy truce at the end. It's a gentleman's agreement.
But it definitely does add that question. Is Allie playing on the other side? We already know. She's already admitted to having Noel break into the house. Now, did that really happen? Can you tell us that? Because we had some
see,
great
won't we?
we had some great fan theories, and when Allie made it look like she was sleeping in the closet, we had some fans that had tweeted us and said that they thought it was you sleeping in Hannah's room in the closet in that little makeshift bed. I think we need to give him a flask and he'll start spilling like Hannah.
Joke's on you. I'm already drunk.
That'd be a really tight spot for a tall guy to sleep.
I know.
Yeah, I'm 6'1". I don't know about that.
So, can we expect Noel and Spencer to work together to try to find the truth of, what's going on in the future?
I think we're both kind of on the same page now. We both need this evidence, and we both, I don't know if I don't really want the truth to get out, but I need it just in case she reveals whatever my secret is.
Okay. And
Yeah.
how big is the secret?
It's gotta be big enough.
Yeah.
Is it going to ruin your life?
I would imagine.
Okay.
Why would I keep this girl's secrets?
I don't know.
If she didn't have
your dad
something
owns half of Long
that
Island.
big on me.
Wherever it was.
Now we just have to find out who is Noel, really.
Yeah, it's just like we didn't know who
going on?
Ezra was until, the season.
Yeah.
I wanted to see.
Everybody has a backstory. That's what's so awesome about this show, is because at every turn you think it's going to go one way and it never does.
No.
Never.
And I just want them to stop introducing new characters.
No.
I want to know.
I know.
I want to get
ones that are already
more
there.
of the backstory on who we currently have.
You're
And
not gonna like news and gossip.
oh boy,
I'm still getting a grasp on everything for the past how many other seasons. I can't take anything new.
I just feel like I need to go just. Watch it all on Netflix from season 1 to 4.
Oh, I've done that.
I mean, yes.
I get more confused.
With every new detail, more confusion comes.
Yeah, it's more confused. And it's like, oh, wait, I remember that. And then I think about the episode we just watched, and I'm like, oh, wait.
But our fans are really great.
Yes, they are. We do have some great fans.
Putting all of this together, because when we miss
yeah.
something, they're on it. And
Yes.
Yeah, so you should definitely continue to do that. You can hit us up on YouTube and iTunes. We read it all. It's fun. And you can also use our new PL hashtag,
Yes.
PLABTV. Always fun.
Love it.
And please do tweet your theories out. I love reading that stuff.
They're like
Some
the
of the
best
stuff
ones.
people put together, I'm like, oh, I never even thought of it that
I
way.
know.
Yes, so
exactly.
great.
Because we come in, you've been here tonight, right after we watch the episode. And so we don't have time to always
marinate.
come up with everything.
Processing it as we're talking about it.
Right. And so we'll come up with something at the end of the episode and we're like, that is really great. But it's not, it's always fun to read everybody's theories, for sure.
I think it takes me sometimes a couple of days to
Yeah.
process what they tweet because I'm like, how does that work? Okay. They're so creative with it that it's just like anything is possible, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes I can't read everything, though, because then I start leading myself down the wrong path. I'm like, wait a minute, what? I don't get it.
You get lost in like a Pretty Little Liars black hole.
But how? I don't
Well, and
see.
another thing that came from Noel tonight was that proof that Allie wasn't ever kidnapped, which is something that we all figured anyway.
But we've all known that.
Right, but now if there's actual proof of it, like what else is in that package? Because we didn't really get, to really see all that he had.
Yeah, there was the video recorder, which God knows what's on that, really. There's the pictures, like they look like ATM photos of,
Yep,
a guy that, may or may not have been the guy who was in the end. We don't know.
true.
Hard to tell. Very mysterious
So that
stuff.
adds a whole new. I mean, that just kind of gives fire to what we were already thinking, that we already know she's covering something up when she came in and decided to lie from the get-go when she came back to Rosewood. So this just kind of makes it even all the more interesting.
So the only thing I could think of is if she's lying, that means it's someone close to her that's in Rosewood that is behind all of this.
I don't
I'm
know.
telling you, it's Dr. Sullivan. I'm going to stick with it.
You've stuck with this the entire time I've done the show with you.
Every week.
For like the
week.
first year and a half, when people would ask me in interviews, like, who do you think A is? I'd be like, ha, Ezra, as a joke.
I'm telling you, it's Dr. Sullivan. You know, she has that son, and there's all that drama back in there.
I'm going to be
telling
so
you.
proud of you when the show comes to an end and it is Dr. Sullivan.
Dr. Sullivan's probably never coming back.
She's just scared away.
Because, you know, we know that Spencer has a recording, right?
She has it now,
everything
yeah.
now.
Okay,
Yes.
'Cause she went in the car and
then
stole it.
At the end, we see A listening to it.
A has a recording, yes.
Yes.
So
Multiple copies.
But it was a different device.
It was a different
though.
device. Yeah, it was a different thing. Because it looked
Okay.
like A had an MP3 player.
Yeah.
So it was different.
okay, so is there multiple copies?
Who's to say there isn't? How did I get the one copy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why would
he
there
stole
only
it
be
from
one?
Jenna. Emily stole it from him. Spencer got it from her, you know.
A has access to everything.
Yeah,
I mean,
Including machines that print out eye charts.
can you see me now?
He or she just has a factory somewhere that just like builds all this amazing stuff.
Where are they keeping all this stuff?
I mean,
Well, how
friggin'
many A's do you think there are now? There has to
Too
be
many.
more than one. I mean, there obviously is more than one. There's just no way one person can be
Clearly.
and 100 places at once. How many A's do you think there are?
Oh, God, that's a good question. Well, a lot of the things that have been that A's been accused of have been eventually linked to other people.
Right.
You know, like the whole Shauna thing wasn't necessarily A, but did a lot of A-like things.
Yes. We had some theories that a lot of fans thought that there were two A teams. That there was one that was good and one that was bad.
Interesting.
So they're kind of trying to fight each other.
Okay.
So
Like a little angel and devil on
kind of like
Aria's shoulders.
The red coat whole had her own A team, and then we've got the black veil that has her own A team. Was kind of like one of the
Interesting.
theories that came out.
Interesting.
What do you think
I like
about that?
I had to mull that one over a little bit.
So I'm telling you, we've got some good ones.
Yeah. Do you know who A is? Or, I mean, it's a yes or no.
Just getting
Straight
down to
to
the bottom
it.
line.
Do you know?
I used
I'm
to
not
think I
asking
did.
for a name. Maybe. Where's the boost?
I used to think I knew a lot of things on that show.
Okay.
And I don't anymore.
Okay.
They keep me guessing, just like they keep everyone else guessing.
I'm just trying to see, like, get clues. Like, is it someone that, because we keep on saying, if we think it's someone that is so obvious, and we're like, no, they would never do that to us because it's Pretty Little Liars, but then it's like, at the end, it might be that obvious that it is that person we've been thinking for so long. So, any thoughts, clues on that? No?
She's digging.
That was in depth. Wow.
Going for it.
You know, if you guys ever want anyone to come backstage and interview.
Yeah, wow. She's put some thought into this. I'm impressed.
So, what is the answer?
No, for real.
The answer is they don't tell me anything.
Damn it.
Yeah.
We need the
It's
producers in
unfortunate.
here.
All right, let's talk about Zach. Good old creepy Zach.
I mean, how sad is that storyline that we just,
Poor Ella.
I mean,
Just can't catch a break.
How many
Yeah.
of you guys like the theories about Zach? That, you know, he was involved with the older crowd. And what was their nickname?
The NAT club?
NAT
Yeah.
Club. And that he's, you know, sent back to kind of like clean up their mess that they did, leaking out the information.
Yeah, and the whole thing with Ella was kind of just a cover.
Yes.
Can't anyone just be a jerk?
Yeah.
Not in Rosewood.
Not
Like, he
in
has to be a
Rosewood.
jerk with a hidden motive.
Not in Rosewood. There always
Okay,
has to be
okay.
some kind of backstory. So he's probably like Wilden's brother or something.
I don't know. But,
Wow, this is getting deep. I like it.
you know, he's older, but not that old. And it's just like their age difference and the whole engagement is completely weird.
Well, it's not that weird. It could happen. It's unfortunate
Yeah.
that it turned out to be this way because I mean,
Weird in the sense that they just left. I mean, she left with him without really getting to know him, and they come back engaged.
Well, it's a whole bonding, building the trust, being the only two people
Europe.
together in Europe. Who else are you going to go to? You know, no one. It was.
She's Holly Marie Combs. She's beautiful. Like, why not?
Of
You kidding
course
me?
she is.
Why not? I'd put a ring on it too.
Hey!
If you think about it, if it was a plot or a ploy just to kind of win her trust, it's the perfect way to do it. Take her
Exactly.
somewhere where she knows no one. The only one she has is you. Boom, bam, done. It's like a bond forever. And then he
I'm
comes
taking
back
notes right now. Actually. That's how you win a girl over?
and that's how you do it right
Interesting.
there.
We have
Taking
hidden
the wrong
messages.
You know, she was vulnerable, just recently divorced.
Get her vulnerable.
You know?
Step one. Okay.
But I mean, if that's what he was really trying to do, I mean, that just kind of seems like a good plan because it worked. Obviously, he comes back and he got what he wanted.
I see a flashback of a hookup with Allie. That's my. Yeah.
Everyone's been hooking up with
be.
Allie in the flashback.
Yeah. Maybe he's another board shorts.
Board shorts brother, or he is. I don't know. Who knows?
Because it's just the timeline of him and, you know, the marriage, the engagement, hitting on Hannah. It doesn't make sense to me.
Well, it's all very fast. They came back, and then we had him hitting on Hannah. I think it was in that same episode that they came back, right? There wasn't even...
There might have been one in between, but...
Okay.
No, that was the first time I've seen that.
Because...
Yeah. Yeah, so it all was very quick in that it was clearly their relationship was on the downfall.
And
soon as
the
they came back.
invitation that was
from- right.
resealing, it wouldn't... I mean, that was in itself a sign that he's not on the good team, to me at least. But...
Well, then
We'll see.
we found out that A kind of played a part in that whole him kind of going forward with his flirting with Hannah because there was a note that he had from Hannah kind of egging him on a little bit. And regardless, you know, he didn't have to go for it. He's still kind of a sleazy guy, but...
Yeah.
I think that note was from Sydney. I don't know why. I don't think it had
You think
anything
Sydney
to do
wrote
with
it?
A. I think that's too immature. A would have done
Too petty
something.
for A.
Yeah. A is like so
Gosh.
technologically, you know, advanced. He's like, I don't need a note. I'll just send you a text message or something. I don't know, from Hannah's phone number.
I'll just go manufacture something to put in your face at some point.
Could be.
Because she was at the brew with her that night, you know, with leaking out the story about New York. And
Yes.
I don't know if Hannah maybe, I don't know. I just feel like she has so much to do with it that, you know, and we
Well,
just
in
don't
her
know
conversation
everything.
with Emily, I mean, she revealed quite a bit in that conversation. She didn't think she was going to like Emily, which means that she was put up to getting close to Emily, which is what we thought anyway. She was trying to be way too buddy-buddy with them, finding ways to get in and doing the opposite of what Allie does, which was being really, really nice. So she had a different tactic. She won them over, and now Emily basically wants to see her drown in the pool.
I mean, that was an intense.
That was intense.
Yeah, really. Just like, oh, okay, you're going there.
What are you
okay.
doing on my street? You can't park on my street.
Real ratchet.
How dare you park on my street? I like it though. She's,
But
you know, she's standing
Was
up for
she
herself.
was she referring to Emily more on a friendship level or on a...
Well, I think she's feeling guilt. She got
personal
busted.
love?
She straight up got busted by Emily. She likes her. I think she felt a little bit guilty, but she doesn't mean she's on the good side either. Maybe she's struggling in her struggles.
It's like,
She is like what, 15, 16?
Well, she's got a really nice car, so at least 16.
I know. I was looking
Yeah.
at that too when she pulled up in the first
Yeah, I
episode.
know,
She
damn.
came in. I was like, nice.
She's supposed to be like a year younger than them, I thought, or does she come in at the time?
I think so. I think she's a year younger.
Right, because like Emily was going to mentor her, right?
Right. Yeah, she was
that
coaching her
the-
for swimming. And,
Yeah. You also had a nice car tonight.
Yeah, damn.
Yes, you did.
the
Tell
nicest-
us about that.
First of all, nicest car I've ever sat in my life. and Chad Lowe was directing, and you know, he's like, all right, yeah, you look back, you see there's no one there, and you take off. So we're doing a take, and I look back, and I suddenly realize I don't know how to drive this car. like it's so nice, I can't operate it. I'm like, it's like sitting in a rocket ship. I was like, Chad! And he comes up, and he's like, all right, here you go. Shows me how to operate it. Finally got it going.
Nice.
Yeah.
Such a fun like behind the scenes story.
What other fun little behind the scenes stories do you have? Do you guys play pranks on each other doing serious scenes or anything fun like that?
Who hates whom? Who likes whom?
Right.
Who's dating behind the...
I was thinking still, like I'm trying to keep it nice. No.
Oh, you're trying to get to the gritty things, huh?
Yeah, we're
Okay,
trying to
okay.
beat our news and gossip.
No. No, fun stuff. Fun stuff. You guys laugh. Like some of the scenes that get like really intense, and then you kind of. Just like with the scene with Spencer, like how when she's trying to lock the cabin, you see the sheet in the bag. Like how many takes does that take?
Not many. Actually, one of the funny things about that is it's such an intense scene, and she's, you know, threatening me with this poker and stabbing me, and we did one take, and she's getting really freaked out, and she has a tear fall, and she's in it, and it's beautiful, and we're like, and the scene ends, and then she starts singing that "Let's Go Fly a Kite" song. You know what I mean? Yeah,
From Mary Poppins.
Yes. And she's dancing around the fireplace, poker, like crying and singing.
That's pretty awesome.
And I was just
Love
like,
it.
what are we doing right now? Like, really, what are we doing right now?
Well, this has got to be such a fun show to work on, especially because it's just so crazy.
It's pretty awesome.
Well, especially when you don't know what's going to happen
I know.
next.
Yeah. I mean, I always loved mystery shows and like things like Lost and Twin Peaks and stuff like that. And so to be on a show like that where people are sitting around theorizing, like, I love it. It's so
Yes.
fun.
You're right in the middle of it now, too.
I mean, and for ABC Family, they really take it to some dark places. It's very,
Yeah.
it's
a new kind of
surprising.
family.
It is a new kind of family. That it is.
2014
modern family.
It continues to surprise me each week. It really does.
We say it all the time in here that, yeah, ABC Family goes different places than other shows on ABC Family for
We,
sure.
we read the scripts of the table read sometimes and like check in with like the executive producers, like Oliver and Marlene. We're like, are we?
Really?
That's happening. All right, cool. Like, really, Mom and Dad, this is okay? All right, we're just checking.
Well, it must be, it's such a popular show and everyone loves it, so.
I mean, most tweeted about show.
I
which
mean,
is
the
crazy.
social media with
pretty
that
insane,
show.
right?
is
Right. I mean, that's
nuts.
so impressive. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They're pushing the
I try.
boundaries in a classy way. It's not,
Yeah.
not tasteful or anything, distasteful or anything like that.
Right.
It's like done the right way.
Well, what do we think about Aria's parents? Like, does it look like there could be a reconciliation there?
That's what everyone was tweeting about. That was the one spoiler before. I try not to have spoilers before I watch the episodes, but I definitely saw that on Twitter, and everyone was like, is it going to happen? And I think that everyone's kind of cheering for that now that she's had this terrible kind of relationship. I don't know.
maybe
I
he
Come
feel
in,
know.
scoop it all up.
He's seen the error of his ways. Maybe he can come be
Yeah.
the better man.
They clearly have that familiarity.
Yeah, talking about their first bachelor apartment, which is, if any of you guys have ever tried to get your very first apartment here in LA, you know exactly what a bachelor apartment is. It's like this thing.
Does not come with a fridge.
No!
Kitchenette.
Or a stove, nothing. You have
No,
to buy
of
hot
course.
plates.
You have a hot plate and like literally a bathtub in the kitchen. It's awesome.
And I
Hated
think
it.
it was pretty obvious from the moment he walked in the door that there was going to be some sparks between them.
Yeah.
It just having that connection and that history just draws you closer, and I think that's why Aria has the same connection with Ezra.
Yeah.
How genuine it is from both ends, I don't know, but it's just you always find that person that you have comfort and just makes you feel good.
Do you think Aria is going to be happy if her parents reunite?
I don't see why not. I mean, I think she wants the best for both of them. If it means being apart and being happy, then that's what she wants. But she's not opposed to her mom marrying anyone. It's just she doesn't feel like Zach is the one.
Well, I wonder though
Clearly
if she
not.
fully forgives her dad though for his affair and everything that happened there, because she was really upset with him for a while, and I wonder if that's going to kind of come back to the surface as if it goes in that direction that they start to reconcile, because she's protective of her mom, especially with everything that just happened with Zach.
Yeah. I don't think we've ever seen that, her come to forgiving her father ever.
I
don't
don't think
they
it's
ever
been-
ended that or.
Not full force. I think she's kind
Yeah.
of just kind of dealt with it,
I was
Yeah.
going to say
but
moved
not
past it,
yeah.
but not really.
Well, hopefully after all her experiences, being
Yes.
killing someone and just
She's got a lot on her plate.
She does, so maybe she'll forgive and forget. Where was Mike? How is he not at his mom's wedding party? There's always
He's
one
wherever
missing.
Noel is the rest of the time.
Always switching places. Always switching places.
And speaking, by the way, just one last note on that scene.
Yeah.
Chad Lowe directed and was in that scene, and he did an amazing job. And I just,
Amazing.
my hats off to him for that. It's a beautiful scene with him and Holly Marie Combs.
It was, and it was nice to see them. We haven't seen them for a while, so it was really nice to see them together. And the way that he comforted her, I think, was definitely what she needed, and it was nice.
And then to do that and then step behind the camera
Yeah,
and
man.
just that, my hat's off to him. It was
amazing,
Yeah.
amazing.
I think his description of their first place and all of that just I think it would have made anyone fall back in love with.
You fell for him a little, didn't you?
Yes, of course.
That's so sweet.
That's
and
the
very
one.
detailed.
Boxers in the
Yeah. All right.
As long as we upgrade in the near future.
Oh my gosh.
All right, I mean, have we missed anything? There's so much. We've got, at the end of the episode, we've got A at the eye doctor. So
Emily took the position as assistant coach.
yeah,
Yes.
she did, and now she's got access to the locker assignments. Hence, how
So
she
who has eye problems? Who would go to the doctor? That's
I know.
We should start there and figure out,
Well, I mean, there's the obvious, but
Yeah.
I mean, she was already at the eye doctor,
Jenna.
and a lot of people have speculated that Spencer was on both sides, even though she did for a second. But we've gotten a lot of theories of that
Really?
she has always been.
I've gotten theories about Toby
Well,
being
yeah.
on both.
He cut his
Toby
hair. I saw that last.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had to catch up, and I
He's
saw. I was like,
joined,
yes, he
joining
cut his
the
hair.
academy.
About time.
About time.
Yes.
I was like, he looks good. Sorry.
All right, well, I think we should jump in.
Yeah,
and,
to some
and
questions.
just let's focus on Brant. Let's talk
Yes.
about you.
It's about time.
It's all
really.
about you.
I mean,
About
We have
time.
some great fan questions. You want to go?
Ooh, I have a juicy one
oh,
for you.
okay.
Ooh, we'll jump in there.
Juicy.
all right.
Shut up over there, Emma.
Thank you, Emma, for that loveliness. This is Mathis asked, would you like Noel and Alison to be more than friends?
That would piss a lot of people off.
Yeah.
Was all the Emerson fans? Is that the name of the Emily and Allison?
Emerson.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been seeing that a lot on Twitter lately. So.
Yeah. No, you
I don't know.
don't want to anger the fans. You're okay being separate.
I gotta say, after this last episode, I'm not so sure they'd be a great couple.
Yeah.
I think they both have one foot out the door the whole time.
Yeah, it's
They
ready
have
to
other
go
motives
at any
going
moment.
on.
Yeah, they'd be like, I like you, but also you might be trying to kill me.
Yeah.
So there's that.
It was like
which is a little exciting.
I
Don't
was
get me
gonna
wrong.
say,
Like, always on your toes.
Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Okay.
Something a little sexy about that.
Yeah.
All right, well, on that same note, we've got one from that says, if you could choose a character to date that you haven't already, who would it be?
That's a good question. Ella. How you doing? She's single.
He's upgrading.
He's not
I
wasting
already-
any time.
Admitted my love for Holly a little bit, so, why not? Bring it on.
Very, very nice.
And
Wouldn't that be a thorn in Aria's side?
That would be
If I just show up with Ella like, what's up?
the rebound guy.
Yeah.
So
Banging your mom. It's not a big deal.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I also don't know the swearing rules on the show.
You're right.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
You can say banging your mom.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I was gonna say, doesn't that remind you of like an OC reference? Sorry to throw that out there, but yeah. So you have another good one, or do you want me to?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I want to know, or actually, Gabriel wants to know, what do you have in common with Noel? When you're playing him, what do you kind of draw on in your own personal experience?
Noel to me is that thing you wish you would have said. You
Okay.
know what I mean? He's that one moment you're like, why didn't I just...
He's you unfiltered.
Exactly. He is
Okay.
me without the layers of like decency and humanity.
You actually think before you speak.
I try, but if somebody's being a bitch, he's like, "You're being a bitch." Like, I just say it, and
Yeah.
I love that about him. Like, he's honest mostly, unless he wants something.
Well, Felipe Lima wants to know if you're a good liar.
I'd like to think so. I also would like to say that I don't try to lie that often. Try.
Try
Yeah,
to be
Okay.
good.
I have a question, guys, if I
Damn
can
good
ask
liar.
it.
Yes.
Voice from the booth that you
Yeah,
can't see.
God, where?
We have our own A over here.
AKA Steven. Yeah.
So, having a character on Days of Our Lives, how has that helped you excel as an actor? Because I know there's such a difference between learning lines in such a fast-paced thing like a soap opera as opposed to when you're doing Pretty Little Liars where you have time to learn lines for an episode.
Days of Our Lives to me, it's kind of like boot camp. I shot 4 episodes of that show in one afternoon. It was 36 pages of dialogue. In one, like after lunch, we
Wow.
did
Yeah.
36 pages. Like the people who are on that show regularly, I don't know how they do it. They're amazing performers, and the ability to do that's just insane. but it keeps you on your toes all the time. They're like, oh, 36 pages of dialogue in 4 episodes. That's a whole relationship we're playing out
Yeah.
in one afternoon.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of cool. It's like speed dialing like the whole thing through, you know. You're like, all right, well, we meet and here's our thing, and I'm going to steal you from this guy, and then we're going to make out and we break up and it's over.
You don't have as many questions as PLL.
Yeah, it doesn't draw it out as long.
You're able to get through it, yeah.
Clear cut.
And they do it, you know, they do it all in one take on a soap opera. So you go in, you do a rehearsal, you do it. It's just like live theater. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also wanted to know about your film Starving Games. I've seen part of
I
it.
saw
and it was
that.
Yeah, thank you.
I was there. I
She
met
saw
you
part
there.
of it.
See, I saw it last night. I had to go to bed. It's not my fault. But that's all right. So
I would have stayed up for you, is what I'm saying.
I know. Thank you so much. I would be asleep now if I had done that. So you have to kind of even
It's
it
all
up.
right. You're here now, so it's fine. I'll
It's
take
all
it.
good.
I'll take
And I'm
it.
So go watch it tonight.
I'm finishing it tonight. It's good. But I want to know. It's so funny. It's like the best parody of the Hunger Games.
I know. It's so funny you turned it off.
I mean,
Oh no!
I'm not going to let you out of this. I'm so sorry.
getting called out by you is not lovely, but that's all right.
Thank you. I will take the compliment graciously. Thank you.
No, it's great. I felt bad turning it off, but tell me about working on it and everything and how the idea came about. How did you get involved?
I just went in for an audition, just randomly, and I always really wanted to play Gale in the Hunger Games.
Okay.
I had read the books before the movie started. I just, you know, I
Yeah,
just started
just
Pretty Little Liars. Like, it just,
thought-
like, kind of wasn't in,
yeah.
you know, in my wheelhouse yet. And then the spoof came along, and I was just like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
And I went in, and I just had a blast at the audition. And then we came back, and we had a couple more auditions. And then at the chemistry read, they brought in the 3 leads, me, Mayada Walsh playing Katniss, and Cody Christian,
Right.
Aria's little brother, oddly enough. I remember walking into the last audition and just seeing him being like, this is weird.
Yeah. Did you think that was gonna go against you? Like, could only one of you get the role, or did that ever cross your mind?
No, we were going for different roles, so it wasn't a big deal.
Okay.
But,
like that you didn't want 2 Pretty Little Liars players.
Yeah, well, we joked about it, because Mayada's also on Switched at Birth.
Okay.
So we were always saying, like, oh, it's ABC Family presents The Starving Games.
Absolutely. 100%.
Like, somebody turned on, like, you know, a Tuesday night on ABC Family, and they're like, him, and her. Bring them in.
Amazing. I mean, a great ensemble, regardless. So.
Yeah, we had so much fun on that. They shipped us out to Hammond, Louisiana, which is a little small town outside of
Okay.
New Orleans.
That's awesome.
And we just spent like 4 weeks playing in the forest. It was pretty great.
That sounds pretty
Nice.
fun.
Do you think having done Starving Games is detrimental to getting an audition for the second part of Mockingjay?
I don't know. Maybe shot myself in the foot on that one. Maybe.
Or they saw how perfect you were for the next
I mean,
Mockingjay.
could go
Right?
either way.
I mean, I know.
Yeah.
Come on, Liam. He can just quit, right?
Is there any other projects you're working on currently that will be released in the near future?
Other than this amazing show, Pretty Little Liars.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm actually, next week, I'm filming a guest star on Anger Management, Charlie
Oh,
Sheen's
nice.
show.
So
Nice.
excited about
So
that. I
yeah,
love
I'm
that
pretty
show.
pumped. It's going to be a side of me you guys haven't seen yet. So it's pretty
ooh, something to
interesting.
check out.
So what role are you playing?
I can't say yet. I don't want to spoil it.
You're trying to get all.
I know she's good. She's
Yeah.
good. Should be a cop.
All right, we have Noel Kahn has his very own Twitter, FYI,
Does he?
in the UK. It's
Oh.
at Original Vamp UK, and they would like to know what was your favorite Noel moment.
I was just gonna ask that one too.
Oh, beat you to it.
It's okay. I have a different question.
It's 4:15 in the morning over there, and they're up listening right now.
Thank you. Of all time, favorite Noel moment ever?
Top 2.
I'd have to say the Truth or Dare game that we play in my cabin has to be one of my favorite scenes.
Okay.
There's something so beautiful about putting a game of Truth or Dare in Pretty Little Liars. And just having all
Nobody
that
tells the
pressure, like,
truth.
and I just love it. Like, and I get to target Aria and just be like, "So, you have sex with your teacher? Like, what's that like?" Like, it's just so. I love making Lucy Hale uncomfortable. By the way, it's really great.
I'm going to do a little cross promotion here for Dancing with the Stars. You just recently did the last season of Dancing with the Stars. How was that? Did you pull from acting for performing? And it was completely different, obviously, dancing. But how was that experience for you?
It was one of the wildest things I've ever done. I mean, I'm an actor. I'm not like a
dancer.
Yeah, like a dancer. You know, so they offered to teach me to dance, and that's the reason I did the show.
Yeah.
You know, why not? It was crazy though, and yeah, we tried to bring a different character to it every week, and tried to build a little story and everything, and it was so much fun. Just to go out there and kind of just work something new like that. Like just take you into something that you're not familiar with at all. Just kind of see what happens.
You did pretty well though. I mean, you got pretty far.
Yeah, we got to like week 8, I think.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome for not being a dancer.
I'd say so. Yeah. Yeah, no, they also had like Corbin Blue on the season.
Yeah.
I was eyeing him from the start. I was like, he's good. He's going to be tough. And then Amber won, and she's incredible.
Loved her.
I know, I'm so excited for her. She's
So
amazing.
do you keep up the dancing still, or?
Any classes?
I can't say I keep up with it that much. You get a couple drinks in me and take me out at night.
Bust out your old routines.
Oh, well, we'll cha-cha. We will cha-cha.
I'm telling you, next time I'm gonna spike his AfterBuzz cup.
No, one of the weirdest things is they beat the fundamentals into your head. Like we spent probably three days right off the top learning to walk, which is insane. And you kind of find yourself still doing it here and there. Like you'll be like going to like get something out of the fridge, and suddenly you're like pointing your toe. Peter Murgatroyd's in my head.
Ballroom dancing, like walking in ballroom dancing, is totally different than just like you said. You're like toe heel or heel toe or whatever.
My God. Yeah. Oh, the tango.
The tango.
Lead with your heel.
It's so awkward. I did an audition.
Such an awesome skill to have, though.
It really is.
It really is. You know,
it is not
like,
that useful
great
in real life.
Great creative dates.
Oh, it is great on a date, for sure.
Absolutely. That just sounds like so much fun.
And one of the things that we talked about, Bill Engvall and I were talking about this. He came up to me one day and he goes, if I had known that women love dancers so much, I would have started dancing long ago. Well, I guess I don't know, if you're Bill Engvall or if you're me, you don't know these things. Okay. I don't know where he grew up, but I grew up in Ohio, and there's a lot of cornfields.
Where are you from in Ohio?
Cincinnati area.
Oh, okay, I'm from Michigan.
All right,
Yeah.
where at?
Detroit area.
Okay,
Yeah, like
show me on
down
the. All right, gotcha.
Do you have a favorite dance from Dancing with the Stars? One that you really...
I loved our tango.
Okay.
By the way,
that's fun. Really good one.
We were doing the dry run of it, and there was something just missing about it. And we were watching the tape back, and PETA, she goes, "You're not nearly angry enough." And I was like, "Really?"
What a strange little
I know. And then she was like, "No, get angry." So when we did the performance, I'm like actually throwing her. Like it got really violent at one point. Yeah.
Speaking of another PETA, I gotta bring up PETA from Hunger Games. 'Cause you're from.
Here we go.
Wow,
Yeah, you are.
for it.
You're from Cincinnati, Ohio, and Josh Hutcherson is also from Cincinnati.
Oh, is he?
You didn't know? I was
that.
gonna ask if you had like ran into him growing up and going through acting and things like that.
I guess by my surprise, the answer to that is no. No, I didn't know he was from there. I think he's probably a little younger than me, so.
I don't know.
So.
The industry kind of connects.
Yeah, it does.
Small world.
Yeah.
Small.
I wasn't really in the industry out there so much, and I don't know if he was either, but we've got some good people from Cincinnati. Yeah, Clooney came through there. I think Spielberg's from there. Carmen Electra, a couple other people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Nick Lachey.
If
Cincinnati
you
pride.
had to choose a different character on the show other than Noel Kahn, like who would you want to be besides your own character?
Hannah.
Hannah. Okay.
I actually.
Hannah has some good one-liners.
Doesn't she?
She really
She's
does.
brilliant.
She really does.
Her
I love it.
like Hannah doing the one-liner, and they cut to Spencer. Like, love it. It's cool.
Facepalm.
Noel was actually the third character I auditioned for on the show.
Oh, really?
I auditioned for Ezra in the pilot, and then Toby. And I really liked Toby a lot. I think I would have had fun with Toby.
You'd have been a good Toby.
I mean, clearly they did it right. They
Yeah.
cast Keegan, and he's amazing, and I love playing Noel. But there's something about him I just liked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, knowing, we asked a question about the character, what else would you do in your life, in your personal life, if acting wasn't your number one priority? Is there any other, have you thought about doing anything else? Modeling? Not that you already don't, but
I don't model at all. I never modeled
singing,
anything.
dancing.
No, I can't sing. I can dance
Okay.
now. I don't know. I went to film school actually to get a behind-the-scenes
Nice.
education. My parents were very adamant about me not studying acting in college. So, joke's on you, Mom. But no, I'm like fully trained as a grip electrician. Like I can build sets, I can direct, I can edit. I'm kind of a jack of all trades. I don't get to use that skill a whole lot, fortunately.
Is it something that you will pursue later on?
Absolutely. I would love to eventually pull a Chad Lowe and start directing. I don't think that'll happen on this show, but, you know, down the road somewhere, I'd love to act and direct in the same show.
Nice. And you've done some live reads with the cast, right? Or at least
I have. Yeah.
Ride.
We did one in New York earlier this year.
I'm obsessed with live reads. I was wondering if you know the cast, if the cast is going to do more of them.
I certainly hope so.
Yeah.
It was a really amazing experience. Once you got past all the girls screaming for Ian Harding, it was so funny. Like, we'd all go through our things, and as soon as he'd say anything, it'd be like an eruption. And people would be like, ah!
Oh, my gosh.
It was a lot of fun.
That's funny. Well, we're so excited that you were able to come and hang out with us tonight. It just was so much fun. Where can everyone find you on social media?
You can find me at Brant Daugherty on Instagram and Twitter, and I think it's Brant Daugherty on Facebook also. Try to make it simple.
Nice. Awesome.
Now, the tricky part is spelling my last name.
I know. I think maybe you should spell it so people get it right.
Brant, B-R-A-N-T, D-A-U-G-H-E-R-T-Y. It's pronounced Daugherty. Not Daugherty or Doherty or Daugherty or any of the other things. It's Daugherty. If you don't get it right, I'll cut you.
Oh, you heard it here.
With a fire poker. All right, well, let's end on a theory. I would love for you to give us one of your theories.
Okay, you spun that on me. Let's end with a theory. What is yours?
What is yours?
I like to think the last episode's going to end with Noel waking up as a nerdy 15-year-old. And he's imagined the entire thing.
It was all a dream.
It was all a dream.
I guess.
I was about to say, are we going back to Ravenswood?
Right?
It's going to be like the end of St. Elsewhere, kind of. But Pretty Little Liars style.
Well, we had a theory tweeted to us that they think that Mrs. De Laurentiis, Toby's mom, and Ezra's mom are all sisters.
Ooh.
That's awkward.
So many different levels.
Yeah. So that was pretty
weird.
interesting. And then there was another one that A was feeding all of the story to the blonde guy in the police room that was talking to Tanner at the end.
Oh, wow.
That he had a bug in his ear and was kind of listening, and A was telling him the story.
Interesting.
We shall see soon,
I don't
sometime.
know.
In the next couple seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Later down the line.
It's season 17. We'll find out exactly what happened.
Absolutely.
All right, well, I think that's it for us. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Please
Thank
make
you.
sure to go to iTunes and YouTube, download the podcast. It's free. You can leave all of your theories. We love them. And so does Brant, so tweet him. Tell us what you think.
Please do.
We want to see more and more of Noel. And have fun on your trip. We saw
Thank
that you
you
were going
very
on a trip.
much.
It's so exciting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gonna head to Rome next week.
Yeah, guys. So
Nice.
you know,
Tweet us some
destination where you should
pictures.
go. Yeah.
All
Instagram the
all
trip.
you Italian Pretty Little Liars fans, come find me.
Well, thanks again, guys, and we will see you all next week. Make sure to follow us at AfterBuzz TV on all the social media channels, and you can follow me at Kellie with an IE079.
And you can follow me at Stephanie Wenger.
You guys can follow me, Francisco Thurston, on Instagram. And the Francisco on Twitter. Forgot about that.
And you guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Real Emma K.
And we'll see you all next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.